Alaskan Bush People was one of those rare shows that stood out from the rest. It wasn't just another reality show filled with glamour or competition. Instead, it followed the real struggles and lifestyle of the Brown family as they lived far from the modern world in the remote wilderness of Alaska. The show, which aired on the Discovery Channel starting in May 2014, focused on how the family chose to survive without the comforts of modern society. They built their own home, hunted for food, and depended only on each other. The Browns had no electricity, no supermarkets, and no outside help. This made the show both fascinating and emotional. People were drawn to the raw honesty and strength shown by the family. Each episode gave viewers a deep connection to a life that felt like it came from a different century. However, behind the scenes, the family members dealt with real-life problems, just like everyone else. Over time, tragedy, health issues, and even legal troubles caught up with some of them. As the series came to an unexpected end, fans were left with many questions. What happened to the Brown family after the cameras stopped rolling? In this article, we take a closer look at the lives of the cast members, including the ones who sadly passed away and those who ended up facing the law. One of the most heartbreaking events in the history of Alaskan Bush People was the passing of the family's patriarch, Billy Brown. Billy was not only the father figure of the Brown clan, but also the heart and soul of the show. Born on December 3, 1952, in Fort Worth, Texas, Billy's early life was quite different from how he raised his kids. He grew up in a comfortable, middle-class home. However, at just 16 years old, his life changed forever when his parents and sister died in a tragic plane crash. With no family left and nowhere to go, Billy began drifting from place to place before eventually settling in Alaska. It was there that he met and married Ami Brown. Together, they raised 7 children and built a life in the wilderness. Billy's health problems started to worsen around 2019 when he began experiencing serious breathing difficulties. Doctors warned him to move to a lower elevation for his heart's sake, but Billy refused. He was determined to live and die on the land he loved. Sadly, on February 7, 2021, Billy suffered a fatal seizure and passed away at the age of 68. His death shocked not only his family but also fans around the world. His son Bear confirmed the news on Instagram, writing that Billy had lived life on his own terms and that they would honor his legacy. Billy's death left a huge gap in the show and in the lives of his family, but his spirit remains a big part of the Alaskan Bush People story. Amber Branson may not have been one of the main stars on the show, but she was still connected to the Brown family and was loved by many fans. Born on February 8, 1976, in Wichita Falls, Texas, Amber was a kind-hearted woman known for her calm nature and generous spirit. She was the niece of Ami Brown and made a few appearances in the early episodes of the show. While her time on camera was short, she made a lasting impression. In her personal life, Amber faced many struggles. She was married to Sean Austin, and they had 2 sons together. Sadly, the marriage ended in separation, and Amber went through a tough emotional period. Over time, she began suffering from mental health issues and eventually turned to substance use. For a while, it seemed like she was winning her fight. But unfortunately, things took a dark turn. In a tragic and shocking incident, Amber reportedly set her house on fire in what appeared to be a desperate and confused moment. She was found by police lying face down in her yard, with severe burns covering 90% of her body. When asked what had happened, she said the injuries were self-inflicted and part of a faith test. Amber was rushed to a hospital burn unit in Dallas, but her injuries were too severe. She was taken off life support on April 30, 2020, and passed away early the next day. Her story is a sad reminder of how mental illness can silently harm even the kindest people. Her family, especially Ami Brown, was deeply affected by her loss. Fans who remembered her brief role on the show mourned her deeply. Amber's life, though filled with struggle, touched many hearts. Solomon Isaiah Freedom Brown, known to fans as Bear Brown, is one of the most adventurous and energetic members of the Brown family. Born on June 10, 1987, Bear grew up in the Alaskan wilderness alongside his 6 siblings. He became known for his wild personality, love for extreme sports, and deep connection with nature. Viewers loved watching Bear climb trees, hunt animals, and act like a modern-day Tarzan. He was even nicknamed King of Extreme because of his fearless attitude. However, Bear's real life outside of the show has not always been smooth. In 2018, Bear met Raven Adams at his brother's wedding. They quickly fell in love and later welcomed a child together. But their relationship became troubled over time. In 2022, Bear was arrested on domestic violence charges after a serious disagreement with Raven. The incident happened near the family's ranch, and Bear was taken into custody at Okanagan County Jail. Police said there was no sign of alcohol or drugs involved, and no evidence that Raven was choked or strangled. Bear was released without bond and later entered a plea deal. After this, Bear promised to make changes in his life. Since then, he has been trying to focus on his family, keeping a low profile and avoiding the public eye. Although Bear's legal trouble was a shock to fans, many still hope he has learned from the experience. He remains a fan favorite for his bravery, personality, and deep love for the wild. Joshua Brown, better known as Bam Bam, is the second oldest son in the Brown family. Born on September 18, 1984, he has always been one of the quieter and more thoughtful members of the group. Unlike some of his siblings who thrived in the wild, Joshua always showed an interest in technology and knowledge. His nickname Bam Bam came from his childhood habit of running into walls like the character from the Flintstones. Throughout the series, Bam Bam was often seen solving problems, building tools, and working with electronics to help the family survive. His logical thinking and calm nature made him a key part of the group's success in the wilderness. Over time, Bam Bam's personal life started to move in a different direction. He fell in love with Allison Kagan, a producer from the show, and they began dating in 2016. Their relationship became serious, and Joshua took time away from the show to be with her. Although he hasn't faced legal trouble or death like some other members, his long absence from the show made fans curious. Many wondered if he had left for good. In recent years, Joshua has kept his personal life private, choosing to live away from the spotlight. While he hasn't officially left Alaskan Bush People, he seems to be more focused on his future with Allison and exploring other passions. Fans continue to hope he may return to the screen one day. As of 2025, the Brown family has seen both incredible highs and heartbreaking lows. They've lost their father, seen a loved one tragically pass away, and dealt with legal troubles that caught the public's attention. Despite all this, the family has remained strong in many ways. The remaining cast members continue to honor Billy Brown's dream of living off the land and staying close to nature. While there have been rumors of a return for Alaskan Bush People, nothing official has been confirmed. The family appears to be enjoying a more private life, far from the cameras and public eye. Rain and Snowbird, the daughters of Billy and Ami, continue to support their mother and focus on personal goals. Gabe and Noah are also doing their best to carry on their father's legacy. The Brown family's story is a reminder that real life is filled with both triumph and tragedy. Though they once lived as reality TV stars, their lives have turned into a real-world drama that is both inspiring and painful. Whether or not the show comes back, the legacy of Alaskan Bush People will never be forgotten. Fans who watched from the beginning continue to care about the family, and many hope to see them again either on screen or in happy, peaceful lives. Rain Brown, the youngest member of the Brown family, was only a child when Alaskan Bush People first began. Over the years, fans watched her grow from a quiet, shy little girl into a thoughtful and resilient young woman. But life in the spotlight wasn't always easy for Rain. While she often smiled on camera and shared happy moments with her family, behind the scenes she struggled with deep emotional challenges. The death of her father, Billy Brown, had a huge impact on her. She was very close to him and often looked to him for guidance and comfort. Losing him at such a young age left a hole in her heart that she's been slowly trying to heal. Rain has spoken openly on social media about her mental health battles, especially with depression. She has bravely used her platform to let fans know that it's okay to not be okay and that seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Many fans admire her for her honesty and courage. Despite everything, Rain continues to push forward. She focuses on personal growth, spending time in nature, writing poetry, and staying close to her family. Her journey has inspired many young fans who see her as a role model of strength and vulnerability. While she has not faced any legal issues or physical danger like some of her family members, Rain's battle has been just as real and just as brave. Another emotional moment in recent years involves Snowbird Brown, the eldest daughter of Billy and Ami. Snowbird, often called Bird, was always known for her love of animals and quiet connection with the wilderness. She was often seen on the show caring for injured animals, collecting rocks, or simply enjoying the peacefulness of nature. Fans loved her kind heart and gentle soul. However, in 2022, Bird experienced a serious health scare that worried the entire family. During a routine checkup, doctors discovered a tumor in her abdomen. The news came as a shock, especially since she had shown no signs of illness. Thankfully, the tumor was found to be non-cancerous, but it still required surgery to remove. Bird went through a difficult recovery process and had to step away from family projects for a while. Through it all, she remained strong and determined to heal. Her siblings and mother stayed by her side, offering love and support. Snowbird later shared parts of her recovery journey with fans, who were quick to send her prayers and encouraging messages. Her experience reminded many that even the strongest people need help sometimes, and that health can change everything in a moment. Though she's still recovering in some ways, Bird is gradually returning to her quiet life, continuing to care for animals and live in harmony with nature. She remains one of the most beloved members of the Brown family. After the death of Billy Brown, Ami became the central figure holding the family together. As the mother of 7 children and a widow, she faced one of the most difficult chapters of her life. But Ami has always been known for her strength and determination. Even while filming the show, she battled and survived stage 3 lung cancer, a fight that almost claimed her life. That victory gave her a new appreciation for life and family. Since Billy's passing, Ami has worked hard to make sure her family stays close, despite the changes and hardships. She moved with her children to Washington State where they had already started building a new home before Billy's death. There, Ami focused on healing, gardening, and reconnecting with her children. She still carries Billy's dream and speaks about his love for the land often. Even though the cameras aren't always rolling anymore, Ami keeps the spirit of the show alive through her daily actions. Many fans continue to admire her for her courage, both as a cancer survivor and as a mother who continues to lead her family through sorrow and new beginnings. With several members of the Brown family facing personal loss, legal troubles, and major life changes, the future of Alaskan Bush People remains uncertain. The show, once one of the most watched reality series on Discovery Channel, has not returned for a new season since Billy's passing. While there have been rumors of a revival or spin-off, nothing official has been announced. Some fans believe the family may return with a documentary-style follow-up that focuses more on life after the show. Others think the Browns may choose to stay off the grid permanently, living their lives in peace without cameras. What's clear is that the audience still cares deeply about them. Thousands of fans continue to follow the family on social media, send letters, and post messages of love and support. Whether or not the show returns, the legacy it left behind will always be remembered. The Browns taught viewers about resilience, survival, and the meaning of family. Their story was never just about building homes in the woods, it was about building unbreakable bonds during the hardest of times. The story of Alaskan Bush People is far from over. While the show may no longer air new episodes, the lives of the Brown family continue to unfold, full of challenges, heartache, healing, and growth. Fans still watch the old episodes to remember the early days when the family braved the snow, hunted for food, and built shelters with their bare hands. More importantly, fans remember the values they shared: unity, courage, faith, and simplicity. In a world full of noise and rush, the Brown family offered something different, an example of living off the land, staying true to each other, and holding on to what matters most. Whether it's remembering Billy's powerful spirit, honoring Amber's troubled soul, praying for Bear's personal change, or cheering on Rain and Snowbird as they continue their journey, people still care. And that care is what keeps their story alive. Additionally, the Brown family's portrayal as rugged wilderness dwellers has been challenged by those familiar with their actual living arrangements. Reports indicate that many have questioned why they were particularly secretive about spending significant time in more comfortable settings when not filming. It also reached the point where some residents of the Alaskan communities claim the show misrepresents the realities of bush living, arguing that the Browns lack authentic survival skills and experience. Countless times several questions were also raised about the family's true connection to Alaska, with records suggesting that they had lived elsewhere for extended periods. This became a point of contention, and over time they were criticized regarding the Alaskan Bush TV show on many grounds. Moreover, critics in the past few years have asserted that the self-acclaimed use of what is available in the wilderness experience was merely a facade to make the show appear genuine. The critics concluded that the Alaskan Bush family members didn't have to lie about their relationship with wildlife when it was clear that they relied greatly on modern resources rather than those portrayed on screen. These and many more challenges did the Alaskan Bush reality TV show have to endure while filming for all those years. Will they be able to navigate their way through all of these hindrances that have piled up like bricks? Only time can tell, but for now we call it a day and refrain from going further. What are your thoughts concerning the Alaskan Bush People series? Can they stand the test of time if they were to begin airing again magically? Let us hear your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe for more.